As 2024 comes to an end, Spain's Princess Leonor stands as a symbol of dedication, grace, and resilience. From her naval training to her heartfelt speeches, this year marked a defining chapter in her journey as Spain's future queen. Let's take a closer look at the highlights of Princess Leonor's extraordinary year. Leonor's year began with historic military milestones, attending her first military Easter ceremony alongside King Felipe. Her dedication to royal traditions shone brightly as she participated in the flag ceremony in Zaragoza.
On 6th of January, Spain commemorates the Pascua Milita, a solemn tradition that marks the beginning of the military year. King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, accompanied by Princess Leonor, the Princess of Asturias, presided over the event at the Royal Palace in Madrid. Upon their arrival at Plaza de la Almudena, King Felipe, Queen Letizia, Princess of Asturias, Princess Leonor, were welcomed by the Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sánchez. They then proceeded to Plaza de la Armeria, where they were greeted by the Minister of Defense, Margarita Robles Fernandez, the Minister of the Interior, Fernando Grande Marlaska Gomez, Admiral General Teodoro Esteban López Calderón, and the head of the military chamber, Lieutenant General Emilio J. Gracia Surajeda. Following the national anthem and a 21-gun salute, His Majesty reviewed the troops, a display of discipline and unity by Spain's armed forces and civil guard.
Por favor.
This year's event holds special significance as it marks Princess Leonor's first Pascua Milita since beginning her military training at the General Military Academy. After the review, Their Majesties the King and Queen, along with Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias and the authorities who received them, left Plaza de la Armeria and headed to the ambassador's hallway, where they were greeted by personnel from the National Heritage and the Military Chamber, including the President of the Board of Directors, Ana de la Cueva Fernandez, the Managing Counselor of National Heritage, Maria Dolores Menendez Company, the Director of Official and Cultural. Events, Reyes Moreno Castillo, and officers of the military chamber. Subsequently, Their Majesties the King and Queen and Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias ascended the ambassador's staircase to the throne room, where they were greeted by unit heads from the royal household. After this, Their Majesties entered the Gasparini room. The commissions in the Hall of Columns then made their way to the Gasparini room to greet Their Majesties the King and Queen and Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias, before taking their places in the throne room. The commissions included representatives from The Central Defense and General Staff, led by Admiral General Teodoro Esteban López Calderón. The Royal and Military Orders of San Fernando and San Hermenegildo, led by Air Force General Miguel Ángel Villarroya Vilalta. The Army, led by Army General Amador Encenet y Barria, a former member of the Royal Guard from 1984 to 1987. The Navy, led by Admiral General Antonio Pinero Sanchez. The Air and Space Force, led by Air General Javier Soto Martinez Avial. The Civil Guard, led by Director General Leonardo Marcos Gonzalez. The Royal Brotherhood of Veterans of the Armed Forces and Civil Guard, led by Admiral Santiago Bolivar Pinero. In his address, King Felipe expressed gratitude to the armed forces and the Civil Guard, emphasizing their dedication to national security and their vital role in international missions.
Señor Almirante General, Jefe de Estado Mayor de la
He also highlighted the challenges of 2023 and the resilience shown by Spain's defense forces. Following His Majesty's remarks, the Chief of Defense Staff led a call of "Long live the King," to which all attendees responded, "Long live." To conclude, the head of the military chamber reported to His Majesty the King that the event had ended. The celebration of the Pascua Milita is a solemn military ceremony marking the start of the military year. It includes a review of the past year's events and outlines the objectives for the coming year. Military decorations are also awarded to civilians and armed forces members who earned them during the previous year. The origin of the Pascua Milita dates back to January 6, 1782. The town of Mahon in Minorca was reclaimed from British control. As an expression of joy, Charles III ordered viceroys, captain generals, governors, and military commanders to gather garrisons and convey his congratulations to army chiefs and officers during the Epiphany feast.
Princess Leonor's connection to Zaragoza deepened as she received the prestigious Medal of Aragon, solidifying her role as a proud representative of the Spanish regions.
On July 21, Princess Leonor received the Medal of the Cortes of Aragon, the highest distinction awarded by the regional parliament, at the Aljaferia Palace in Zaragoza. His Majesty the King received this medal in 1986 when he was Prince of Asturias and studying at the General Military Academy of Zaragoza. Princess Leonor greeted members of the Bureau and Board of Spokespersons as well as former presidents of the Cortes of Aragon. The event began with the reading of the resolution granting the Medal of the Cortes of Aragon by Carmen Rubio, Chief Legal Counsel of the Cortes of Aragon.
El 10 de mayo de 2024 han adoptado el siguiente acuerdo. Conceder a Su Alteza Real la Princesa de Asturias, Doña Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz, la medalla de las Cortes de Aragón. Con esta medalla, la máxima distinción de la Cámara Aragonesa, las Cortes de Aragón desean otorgar a la heredera de la Corona de España, ahora y cuando ejerza la más alta magistratura, el cariño y el reconocimiento del pueblo aragonés, así como el recuerdo imperecedero de un periodo relevante de su vida en nuestra tierra. Las Cortes de Aragón expresan con esta alta distinción el sentimiento de lealtad y respeto hacia la corona y hacia el ideal de servicio que esta institución simboliza. 36 en su primera legislatura, cuando el rey recibió la primera medalla de esta institución como príncipe de Asturias.
The president of the Cortes, accompanied by the former presidents, presented the medal to Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias. Princess Leonor was accompanied by the President of the Government of Aragon, José Antonio Azcón, the Minister of Defense, Margarita Robles, the government delegate in Aragon, Fernando Beltrán, the Mayor of Zaragoza, Natalia Chueca, the Justicia of Aragon, Concepción Jimeno, and other invited guests. The Medal of the Cortes was established in 1986 with the aim of honoring individuals, organizations, or institutions of recognized social identity for their work in defending Aragonese values and identity. The Princess of Asturias toured the rooms of the Aljaferia Palace and signed the guest book, thus concluding the event. Afterward, Princess Leonor walked on to the Zaragoza City Hall, where she received the title of the adoptive daughter of Zaragoza, as approved by the Municipal Council on April 25. This honor was bestowed to express the city's affection for the Princess of Asturias, recognize what she represents for the Aragonese capital and all of Spain, and acknowledge her connection with the city. The Mayor of Zaragoza presented the ceremonial staff to Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias. Princess Leonor greeted the members of the Municipal Corporation of Zaragoza City Hall, signed the guest book, and attended the reading of the resolution granting the title of Honorary Citizen by the Mayor of Zaragoza in the reception hall.
Buenos días. Es para mí un honor, en nombre de todos los zaragozanos, hacerte hija adoptiva de la ciudad de Zaragoza. El excelentísimo Ayuntamiento de Zaragoza, en sesión plenaria celebrada el 25 de abril de 2024, y de conformidad con lo dispuesto en el Reglamento de Protocolo Ceremonial, Honores y Distinciones, acordó otorgar el título de hija adoptiva de Zaragoza a Su Alteza Real la Princesa de Asturias, Doña Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz, expresando nuestro profundo afecto y en reconocimiento a la estrecha y especial vinculación que Su Alteza y la Casa Real mantiene con la ciudad de Zaragoza, en la inmortal ciudad de Zaragoza, a 21 de mayo de 2024.
The title was then officially presented to Princess Leonor, concluding the ceremony. The title is awarded to individuals who have excelled through their merits or qualities, particularly in cultural, scientific, social, artistic, political, or economic fields, or for services rendered to the benefit of the city. His Majesty the King also received this title after it was approved in a plenary session on May 5, 1986, during his time at the Military Academy of Zaragoza, at the same age as Princess Leonor. The city council's aim is also to thank Princess Leonor for her connection to the city. Princess Leonor then walked to La Ciudad del Salvador in Zaragoza, where she received the Medal of Aragon, an honor approved by the regional government during a Council of Ministers meeting. According to the decree granting this recognition, she has earned the general affection of the Aragonese people and has shown a special sensitivity toward this land. After the Aragonese anthem was performed and the President of the Government of Aragon delivered a speech, the resolution to grant the Medal of Aragon was read by Juan Pérez, Secretary General of the Presidency of the Government of Aragon.
Y obligaciones ante la ley. Quienes pisaron antes que nosotros aquí, esta mañana, Alteza, de duque a príncipe. Así que, Alteza, tiene para nosotros un inequívoco sentido integrador. Y este hecho, señora, lo llevará consigo para siempre. Los aragoneses hemos ofrecido desde siglos nuestro empuje para... Sabed que construir Aragón ha sido, es y será siempre exactamente lo mismo que trabajar por España. Y, en muestra de cuanto he expresado, solicito vuestra presencia en este lugar para haceros entrega, en nombre de todos los aragoneses, desde el afecto, el cariño, el compromiso y la lealtad, la medalla de Aragón. Muchas gracias.
Decreto 76, larga y singular historia, es y se siente depositario del pueblo aragonés, del Reino de España. Se concede a Su Alteza Real, Doña Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz, la Medalla de Aragón, con todos los honores y derechos previstos en el Decreto del Gobierno de Aragón por el que se regulan los honores y distinciones de la Comunidad Autónoma de Aragón. Zaragoza, 8 de mayo de 2024, el presidente de Aragón, Jorge Azcón Navarro.
The President then presented the medal to Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias. In her remarks, Princess Leonor said, "Today is a special day because the affection of so many people from this land is reflected in the honors you have bestowed upon me, the title of Honorary Citizen of Zaragoza, the Medal of the Cortes, and the Medal of Aragon. My father experienced something similar almost 40 years ago, and over the past few days, we have spoken about it often. Following in his footsteps means a great deal to me." The national anthem was performed, and Her Royal Highness concluded the ceremony by signing the guest book. The Princess of Asturias also took the time to converse with the guests and attendees. Princess Leonor follows in the footsteps of His Majesty the King, who also received these 3 distinctions in 1986 when he was a cadet knight at the General Military Academy of Zaragoza. On 19th of June, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, accompanied by Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia, presided over the solemn extraordinary changing of the guard performed by the Royal Guard at the Royal Palace of Madrid on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of His Majesty the King's proclamation. The event was open to the public. From the balcony of the throne room, the royal family observed the performance of the Royal Guard, represented by an incoming and outgoing guard, with their movements accompanied by the music unit. The military parade included 359 Royal Guards and 86 horses, 59 from the Royal Escort Squadron and 27 from the Royal Battery. Later, the King and Queen presented Civil Merit Order decorations as a recognition from the Crown to individuals who exemplarily serve society in their professional lives. This event served as a gesture of gratitude from the Crown, recognizing the civic virtues demonstrated daily by many Spaniards. It highlighted behaviors that contribute to building a better society, showcasing individuals and actions that serve as examples of the countless similar efforts throughout society. The honorees included representatives from Spain's 17 autonomous communities and 2 autonomous cities. They comprised 9 women and 10 men aged between 35 and 89, from diverse professions such as education, culture, healthcare, volunteering, engineering, sustainability, agriculture, livestock farming, and tourism. The Order of Civil Merit, established by King Alfonso XIII in 1926, honors the civic virtues of public servants and individuals contributing to the benefit of the nation. The Master of Ceremonies, Emilio Buell, presented profiles of the honorees who received decorations of the Order of Civil Merit, including Abdelkader Chaib Hadu, 77, President of the Al-Idrissi Cultural Association, promoting integration through cultural activities in Ceuta, Commendation of Civil Merit. Alejandro Gallego Cuevas, 63, Education Services Head, overseeing school enrollments and resources in Cantabria, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. Maria Jose Arbuz Gracia, 58, restorer at the Huesca Museum's archaeology area, contributing to understanding the past in Aragon, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. Zos Luis Foxo Rivas, 74, director of the Royal Bagpipes Band of Orense, teaching traditional music in Galicia, Commendation of Civil Merit. Tamara Fernandez, 41, co-founder of Ingenia City, offering advanced engineering solutions in Asturias, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. Isabel Maria Vichens Gelibert, 57, CEO of Grupo Agro Mallorca and activist for women's empowerment in the Balearic Islands, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. Esteban Arostegui Tolivar, 46, equine veterinarian and promoter of genetic improvements in livestock in the Basque Country, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. José Luis Quiñones Plaza, 57, founder of a global astronomical tourism center in Extremadura, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. Elizabeth Suarez Vargas, 40, architect and innovator in sustainable construction in Andalusia, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. Gemma Salvador Castel, 61, nutrition and sustainability program coordinator in Catalonia, Officers' Cross of Civil Merit. The selection of honorees reflected territorial and sectoral balance, informed by the Crown's engagement with society and contributions from various institutions, organizations, and collectives. After the conferral of decorations, His Majesty the King delivered a speech emphasizing, "I have adhered, and will always adhere, to the Constitution and its values in fulfilling my responsibilities. They guide the exercise of my duties." This was, and remains, the commitment of a constitutional king, transcending the duties requirement. It is also personal and moral, a profound expression of my respect and loyalty to the Spanish people, to whom I owe my service. This event reaffirmed the values articulated by His Majesty in his proclamation speech: freedom, responsibility, solidarity, and tolerance. It underscored the principle expressed in that speech that citizens and their concerns must be the core of political action, as they, through their effort, work, and sacrifice, elevate our state and give meaning to its institutions. On this day of special significance for the Crown, a tribute was paid to citizens, emphasizing the civic virtues that should shape the society we aspire to. Spanish society, a mature, vital, responsible, and supportive society that demonstrates remarkable resilience and a spirit of perseverance deserving the highest recognition. The event was attended by the current state authorities, including the presidents of the government, Congress of Deputies, Senate, Constitutional Court, and the General Council of the Judiciary, as well as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Union, and Cooperation, in his capacity as Grand Chancellor of the Order of Civil Merit. representatives from constitutional bodies, Council of State, Court of Auditors, Attorney General, Ombudsman, and Economic and Social Council, and other constitutional institutions were also present, along with representatives from state power since 2014. The national anthem was performed by the Arriago Quartet of the Reina Sofia School of Music, comprising young musicians Gustavo Adolfo Gil, Irene Herrero, Adriana Julio, and Alvaro Lozano. Following the decoration ceremony, a luncheon was hosted for representatives of state authorities and society. The event was attended by recipients of the Order of Civil Merit, as well as the current heads of the state's branches, the presidents of the government, Congress of Deputies, Senate, Constitutional Court, and General Council of the Judiciary, along with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Union, and Cooperation, in his role as Grand Chancellor of the Order of Civil Merit. Additionally, representatives of constitutional bodies, Council of State, Court of Auditors, Attorney General, Ombudsman, and Economic and Social Council, and representatives of the state's powers and constitutionally significant bodies since 2014 were present. Before the luncheon began, King Felipe delivered a speech in which he expressed gratitude for all the gestures of support, affection, and congratulations we have received. He also offered a toast to the 19 men and women we honor today, to their families, and to all Spaniards who see themselves reflected in them.
Como a lo largo de estos últimos días, tantas personas, tantas instituciones, tantas entidades de la sociedad civil se han sumado a la celebración y queríamos agradecerles también personalmente su cariño, su apoyo y su felicitación por este 10º aniversario. Y bueno, pues ahora ya toca el brindis, así que permitidme que lo haga en honor de los 19 hombres y mujeres que hoy han sido condecorados y que, como la cifra bien indica, representáis a toda España, uno por comunidad o ciudad autónoma. Y también por vuestras familias que os acompañan aquí, aunque no todas, claro, no todas las familias, pero una representación, y por todos los españoles, al fin y al cabo, que se ven reflejados en vosotros. Vuestros actos nos inspiran a todos. Vuestro espíritu de servicio es un modelo a seguir para cada uno de nosotros. Así que brindemos todos juntos.
Following His Majesty the King's remarks, the Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia shared heartfelt words dedicated to their parents, King Felipe and Queen Letizia.
Mamá, papá, majestades, perdón por colarnos, pero también nosotras tenemos algo que decir hoy. Gracias por acompañarnos para recordar que en estos 10 años hemos aprendido de nuestros padres lo que significa el compromiso que los 4 tenemos con todos los españoles. Ahora me gustaría que se unieran a nosotros en un brindis por nuestra madre y nuestro padre, por nuestros reyes. Porque desde que nacimos nos han enseñado el valor de esta institución, de la corona, su utilidad para nuestra sociedad y su propósito de servir a todos. Mamá, papá, gracias.
In the afternoon, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia met with young participants of the What is a King to You contest organized by the Spanish Institutional Foundation, FIES. The Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia, accompanied by 40 young people aged 17 to 20, winners of the 32nd to 39th editions of the What Does a King Mean to You competition, visited the Royal Collections Gallery. They attended guided explanations, provided by several mediators from National Heritage, along with the writer Maria Duenas. During the visit, Their Majesties the King and Queen joined them in the space dedicated to Charles III in the Bourbon Room. These young participants in the What Does a King Mean to You competition, organized by the Spanish Institutional Foundation, FIES, a cultural foundation established in 1976 to highlight the value of the Crown as an institution promoting integration and coexistence, created projects on the Spanish monarchy and were received by King Felipe. After touring the Royal Collections Gallery, they met with young winners of the school contest, which encourages creativity among children across Spain through their projects on the monarchy. The contest aims to foster respect for the monarchy, the state's foremost institution, and promote values such as coexistence, solidarity, and democracy. The gallery, located in the heart of Madrid near the Royal Palace, is a building that has already won 10 architecture awards.
Tenemos esta pintura del Greco que fue
tenemos una pintura de la escuela.
It showcases more than 650 pieces representing the variety and richness of the royal collections, paintings, sculptures, furniture, decorative objects, tapestries, books, and photographs. These works are signed by the finest artisans and artists of their time, including Velázquez, Caravaggio, Goya, and Luisa Roldan. This national heritage space serves as a showcase for all the royal sites it manages, emphasizing its conservation and dissemination efforts. It also boasts one of the most modern and spacious cultural goods storage facilities in Europe. The museum, inaugurated over a year ago, serves a dual purpose. It displays the historical and artistic richness of Spain through 5 centuries of royal collecting and acts as a resonant platform to highlight the royal sites managed by national heritage and the conservation work carried out. The Royal Collections Gallery, due to the variety and quality of the exhibited pieces, functions as a museum of museums, showcasing Europe's most significant cultural institution dedicated to preserving heritage. Paintings, sculptures, armor, tapestries, carriages, furniture, and jewelry coexist in a cutting-edge building, designed by Tunon and Mansilla, that harmoniously interacts with its content. Additionally, a smaller tradition, known as the reduced guard change or mini-change, was revived on December 12, 2007, after being paused for restoration work on the Royal Palace facade. This ceremony occurs every Wednesday and Saturday at the Puerta del Príncipe of the Royal Palace. Over time, the changing of the guard has undergone modifications, including changes to the guard composition and the units designated for service. Their Majesties the Kings, accompanied by their Royal Highnesses the Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia, attended from the Plaza de Orient, where citizens gathered to share in this anniversary, the performance of an unpublished musical piece, Capriccio de Corazón para L and F10, composed for the anniversary by violinist Ara Malakian. Before the performance of the piece, the music unit of the Royal Guard gave a concert, conducted by Colonel musician Fernando Lozana, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of His Majesty the King. The concert included El Viejo Almirante, a March of Honor by Francisco Grau, Benny Goodman Memories, a selection of various authors arranged by Nao Hiro Iwai, Abertura Rey Felipe VI, a commissioned work by the Royal Guard from composer Oscar Navarro, El Príncipe o Princesa de Asturias, a March of Honor by Francisco Grau, Santana a Portrait, a selection of various authors arranged by Giancarlo Gazzani, Te Busco, a bolero by Celia Cruz arranged by Francisco Grau, Pop Español and Concierto, a selection of various Spanish pop songs arranged by Manuel Castrejón, and Ex Aniversario de un Reinado, a military march by Fernando Lozana. After the performance by violinist Ara Malakian, the Kings, along with the Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia, witnessed a video mapping projection on the facade of the Royal Palace for 4 minutes, complementing the exhibition Felipe VI 2014 to 2024. A decade of the history of the Spanish crown, which the Diputación de la Grandeza and the Fundación Cultural de la Nobleza Española used to highlight the institutional work of the king during the first decade of his reign. The exhibition, which has the collaboration of Patrimonio Nacional, reviews, through a video and large-format photographs, the most important events of this decade, which are also reflected in a publication in newspaper format. King Felipe and Queen Letizia, along with Infanta Sofia, presided over the delivery of the royal orders of employment and appointments to the new officers of the Army and the Civil Guard. During the ceremony, His Majesty the King presented Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias with the appointment of Cadet Ensign Dame of the Army, where she was given the sword and harness, and was awarded the Grand Cross of Military Merit with a white badge. His Majesty the King presented the appointment of Cadet Ensign Dame of the Army to Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias and awarded her the Grand Cross of Military Merit with a white badge. Once the sword and officer's harness were presented to the princess, she returned to the parade ground and joined the royal tribune. Following this, after reading the order of promotion of the various classes who received their royal orders, King Felipe awarded decorations to the top 5 officers of the Army's General Corps, the top officer of the Army's Logistics Corps, and the top officer of the Civil Guard officer scale. The royal orders were then handed out to the remaining members of the promotions. The ceremony continued with a speech by the General Director of the General Military Academy, a tribute to those who gave their lives for Spain, the performance of the General Military Academy's anthem, the recitation of the first article of the Cadets' Code of Conduct, and concluded with a parade. The General Military Academy is responsible for providing general and specific military training in the Army, technical training, and training in fundamental specialties. It also manages the enrollment of students and oversees their living arrangements. Specifically, it is in charge of delivering the military training curriculum for the Army's General Officer Scale, the Higher Officer Scale of the Civil Guard, the Logistics and Engineering Corps of the Army, the Common Corps of the Armed Forces, and the Officer Scale of the Army's General Corps for students admitted through internal promotion with a degree, as well as complementary training for those with the required degree for access to the Army's Logistics Corps and the Army's General Corps. Since the 2010 to 2011 academic year, training for officers of the General Corps and Civil Guard who enter without the required higher education has been conducted over 5 academic years, with the first 4 years at the General Military Academy and the final year at the respective specialized academies for the chosen fundamental specialty, infantry, cavalry, artillery, engineers, and transmissions, with an emphasis on military training. Simultaneously, during the first 4 years of military training, students pursue a degree in Industrial Organization Engineering at the CUD, University Center of Defense, located at the General Military Academy. For the Civil Guard, their curriculum includes the first 2 years of training at the General Military Academy. After passing this stage, students move on to the Civil Guard Officer Academy in Aranjuez, Madrid, and the University Center of the Civil Guard located there, where they continue their specific training while simultaneously studying for a degree in security engineering. Upon completing the 5th year and earning a degree in Industrial Organization Engineering, Army, or Security Engineering, Civil Guard, students receive their royal orders and the rank of lieutenant. Regarding the training of officers in the General Corps who enter with the required higher education, starting from the 2013 to 2014 academic year, it is conducted over 2 academic years, the first at the General Military Academy and the final year at the respective specialized academies for the chosen fundamental specialty, infantry, cavalry, artillery, engineers, and transmissions, both with an emphasis on military training. On 5th of July, King Felipe, accompanied by the Princess of Asturias, Cadet Lady of the Army, presided over the 50th anniversary celebration of the creation of the General Basic Academy of Non-Commissioned Officers, AGBS, and the delivery of the Royal Employment Dispatches to the new non-commissioned officers of the Army. Upon their arrival at the AGBS, the king and the princess were received by the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Amador Fernando Encinet y Barria, and the Colonel Director of the AGBS, Ángel Francisco Rodriguez Gallo, among other authorities. Former directors of the AGBS, senior non-commissioned officers who have passed through the center, and a representation of non-commissioned officers from the Army also attended the event. After receiving military honors, Don Felipe proceeded with the inspection of the troops. The event began with the reading of the anniversary of the creation of the General Basic Academy of Non-Commissioned Officers on May 31, 1974, which was decided to be located in the town of Tallern in the Lerida region, in a barracks previously used by the Urgell Mountain Division. Since its founding, more than 30,000 non-commissioned officers of the Army have completed their studies at the center. A tactical patrol from the paratrooper brigade made a jump over the academy carrying the national flag, which was later carried by a representation of each rank from the non-commissioned officer scale and hoisted to the tune of the national anthem, followed by a prayer of thanksgiving led by the General Military Archbishop. Subsequently, His Majesty the King delivered the royal dispatches to the first 5 non-commissioned officers, number 1, from the different fundamental specialties of the 49 promotion, and the authorities proceeded to deliver the dispatches to the remaining members of the promotion, which in this occasion consisted of 509 non-commissioned officers, 32 of them women, with an average age of 28.61 years. 80% of them came from internal promotion and 20% from direct entry. After the delivery, the Chief of the Training and Doctrine Command handed over the Honorary Sergeant's Royal Dispatch to the families of 2 deceased students from the promotion, Francisco Espinola and Mario Puente. The event continued with a speech from the Colonel Director of the Academy, a tribute to those who gave their lives for Spain, the performance of the Academy's anthem and motto, and concluded with a parade of the new non-commissioned officers. The General Basic Academy of Non-Commissioned Officers is a military training center located in the Pau Lars Jussa region of Lerida, near the town of Tallern. Since its founding in 1974, all non-commissioned officers of the Army and Military Music Corps have passed through its classrooms. The main mission of the AGBS is to provide common training to all non-commissioned officers of the Army, as the foundation for the subsequent specialization they will acquire in the different academies, according to their specialties.
On the cultural front, Leonor continued her commitment to youth development by chairing the Girona Foundation Award Council meeting. She also dazzled audiences at the Foundation's awards ceremony, where her elegant lace dress made headlines worldwide.
The activities of Royal Highnesses, the Princess of Asturias, Princess Leonor and the Infanta Sofia, began on the afternoon of July 9th in Girona, as part of the Princess of Girona Foundation Awards 2024. The day started with a visit to the workshop of renowned Catalan sculptor Joan Plensa in Sant Feliu de Llobregat.
En una isla y hice una isla puesta en el agua, ¿ves? ¿A qué se refiere? Era ese pabellón para que la gente lo utilizara como para comprar una pieza súper bonita. Y esto no sé si lo habéis visto vosotros ahí, pero esto está en el Teatro Real en Madrid.
They were welcomed by the government delegate in Catalonia, Carlos Prieto, the mayor of Sant Feliu de Llobregat, Lord Borrell, the president of the Princess of Girona Foundation, Francisco Belil, and Joan Plensa himself. During the visit, their Royal Highnesses greeted past award recipients of the Princess of Girona Foundation before beginning their tour of the workshop. In the central hall, Joan Plensa delivered a masterclass titled The Importance of Art in Public Spaces.
Hacemos una cena y después hacemos una reunión y en ese
Afterward, the Princess of Asturias and the Infanta Sofia explored an exhibition of Plensa's works, learning about the materials used and receiving miniature reproductions of two of his iconic sculptures, Isabella, located at Amazon headquarters in Seattle, and Julia, in Madrid's Plaza de Colón. Later that evening, Their Majesties the King and Queen, joined by their Royal Highnesses the Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia, welcomed a select group of distinguished guests to the Hotel Melia Laureate. The occasion? A heartfelt gathering with past laureates of the prestigious Princess of Girona Awards. In the serene ambience of Laureate de Mar, conversations flowed, memories were shared, and milestones celebrated, as the royal family honored the remarkable achievements of these individuals. It was an evening that symbolized the essence of the foundation, a commitment to inspiring, supporting, and empowering young talent. A simple yet profound moment, highlighting how excellence in art, innovation, and leadership continues to connect generations and inspire a brighter future. On 10th of July. In the morning, at the Santa Clotilde Gardens, about 30 young people shared their experiences with the Princess of Asturias and Girona and Infanta Sofia. These youths have benefited from the Foundation's programs, which support personal and professional development, helping them realize their potential and become agents of positive change in society.
Alteza, por favor, un segundito. Alteza, por favor.
A la sombra, por favor.
The event was hosted by Mark Schneeberger, winner of the 2023 Princess of Girona Research Award, and concluded with a musical performance by participants of the Generation Art program.
Por favor. Vamos a hacer con y para los jóvenes. Sergi es de Girona.
¿Así escucha bien? Sí. Vale, yo conocí la fundación. Pude ir, disfruté del Startup Weekend, conocíamos a gente que fue un poco que me enseñó lo que había al otro lado. Porque yo estaba haciendo. Yo me uní a la fundación, Generación Talento.
Tanto Alex como Candela han
iniciativas que luego finalmente tuvimos la oportunidad de tener una mentoría.
Following this, the Melia Laureate Hotel hosted the meeting of the Foundation's new Young Advisory Council, chaired by the Princess of Asturias and Girona, with the presence of the King, Queen, and Infanta Sofia. This advisory group, comprising about 20 young members, addresses issues concerning youth and proposes solutions. During the meeting, the challenges and proposals developed in recent months were presented. Additionally, the Princess and Infanta reviewed the report The Professional Impact of Artificial Intelligence on Young People, prepared by Deloitte and the Princess of Girona Foundation. The report outlined skills that young people need to adapt to an AI-driven job market. The report was presented by prominent figures, including Héctor Flores, president of Deloitte Spain, Davide Fabrizio, AI specialist at Deloitte, and Luz Rello, CEO of Change Dyslexia and a 2016 Princess of Girona Social Award winner. During lunch, Foundation trustees met with this year's awardees. Later, the 33rd meeting of the Foundation's Board of Trustees, chaired by King Felipe, was held. More than 150 young professionals from 40 companies associated with the Foundation participated in the Young Talent Forum at the Costa Brava Hub. They shared innovative projects focusing on well-being, professional development, purpose, and sustainability. Before the awards ceremony, these projects were showcased at a talent fair held at the conference center entrance. Their Majesties the King and Queen, accompanied by their Royal Highnesses the Princess of Asturias and Girona and Infanta Sofia, presided over the 2024 Princess of Girona Awards ceremony held at the Costa Brava Conference Center in Lloret de Mar, Girona. The Foundation also celebrated its 15th anniversary during this event, coinciding with the 10th anniversary of King Felipe's reign. The Princess of Girona Awards ceremony, hosted by journalist José Yelamo, celebrated its 15th edition, continuing its mission to promote research, artistic creativity, innovation, solidarity, and entrepreneurial talent among young people up to 35 years old who strive to create a positive impact on society through their work, effort, and dedication. This year's ceremony highlighted young talent through the awardees of this edition, leaders in their respective fields, whose names were revealed during the tour of talent across various cities in the first half of the year. The ceremony began with a video marking the 15th anniversary of the Foundation, featuring a musical performance by young artists from the Generation Art program.
Princesa de Girona en la categoría Crea Empresa, que es para Antonio.
They presented the anthem Life is Today, co-created by these young talents and produced by Alejandro Abad, promoting emotional well-being and mental health. Additionally, 15 past award winners participated in the celebration. The awardees were introduced through video presentations, followed by brief dialogues from each recipient. Subsequently, Their Majesties the King and Queen, alongside the Princess of Asturias and Girona, took the stage to present the awards. The 2024 Princess of Girona Awards honored Antonio Espinosa de los Monteros, architect and social entrepreneur, in the Crea Empresa category. Victoria Luengo, actress, in the arts category. Daniel Miller Vela, architect and coordinator of the Acertos program by Quators and Architecture Without Borders, in the social category. Moises Exposito Alonso, evolutionary ecologist, plant biologist, and geneticist, in the research category. The International Princess of Girona Award was divided into two categories this year. Crea Empresa, awarded to Susana Ariquia, co-founder and director of global programs at the social enterprise New Sun Road, Guatemala.
A todos, gracias a todo el equipo, gracias a la generosidad de tantas personas que logran que cada año y en esta ceremonia los jóvenes sintamos un nuevo impulso. Pensemos largo y miremos alto, sin perder de vista la realidad, pero con esperanza y energía para seguir esforzándonos en mejorarla. Muchas gracias, moltes gracias.
Pero es además una oportunidad para que todos recordemos qué valores nos guían y consolidemos nuestro compromiso con ellos, para que la princesa y la infanta sigan aprendiendo y progresando en sus responsabilidades, para reconocer el esfuerzo y el mérito de los jóvenes referentes y para seguir apoyando y fortaleciendo esta fundación en su trabajo por la juventud y por nuestro futuro compartido. Muchas gracias a todos. Moltes gràcies.
After the awards ceremony, and following a speech by the Princess of Asturias and Girona, King Felipe delivered remarks emphasizing the Foundation's motto, "Always with the Young," and its unwavering commitment over its 15-year history. The event was attended by several dignitaries, including the Minister of Industry and Tourism, Jordi Hero, the government delegate in Catalonia, Carlos Prieto, the Mayor of Lloret de Mar, Adria Lamelas, the President of the Council of State, Carmen Calvo, PSC First Secretary, Salvador Illa, and the President of the Princess of Girona Foundation. Over the past 15 years, the Foundation has aimed to become a benchmark for young people in Spain, offering a space for learning, knowledge sharing, dialogue, and opportunities to succeed. It has created a vibrant community of talent that connects the Princess of Girona with her generation.
In Lisbon, her heartfelt toast celebrated the friendship between Spain and Portugal, a true reflection of her growing diplomatic presence.
On a momentous day in 2024, Princess Leonor of Spain embarked on her first official trip abroad as part of her royal duties. The Princess of Asturias traveled to Lisbon accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Union, and Cooperation, José Manuel Alvarez. As the plane touched down at Lisbon Airport, the princess was welcomed by a distinguished delegation, including the President of the Portuguese Republic, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa. Alongside him stood the Spanish ambassador to the Portuguese Republic, Juan Fernandes Trigo, and the Chief of Protocol of the Portuguese Republic, Jorge Silva. After a cordon of honor, Her Royal Highness greeted the ambassador of the Portuguese Republic in Spain, Mr. João Mira Gomes, the head of the Figo Maduro Military Airport, Mr. Abel Oliveira, the political affairs counselor at the Spanish Embassy in Portugal, Alejandro Pasca, and the defense, naval, and air attaché at the Spanish Embassy in Portugal, Pedro Martinez. Her first stop was the historic Geronimo's Monastery in Santa Maria de Belém. There, she was received by the director of the monastery, Margarita Donis, and Prior José Manuel dos Santos. Princess Leonor then made her way through a cordon of honor to the basilica to attend the floral tribute at the tomb of Luis de Camões, make a brief visit to the monastery, and sign in the honor book. Her Royal Highness then proceeded to the majestic Belém Palace, where she was once again greeted by President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa. The formalities continued with the playing of the national anthems of both nations. Princess Leonor, standing alongside the president, observed the military honors and reviewed a battalion of the Portuguese armed forces. Accompanied by President Rebelo, they attended the performance of the national anthems. Princess Leonor received updates from the chief of the force that rendered honors and reviewed a battalion alongside His Excellency's military aide, Her Majesty the Queen's aide-de-camp, and the battalion commander. Afterward, escorted by the battalion commander, Her Royal Highness entered the Versailles Palace, greeted the delegations from both countries, and was awarded the Grand Cross of the Order of Christ in the Ambassadors' Hall before having a meeting with His Excellency, President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa. The Spanish delegation at the meeting included the Minister of Foreign Affairs, José Manuel Alvarez, the Chief of the Royal Household, Camilo Villarino, and the Spanish ambassador to Portugal, Juan Fernández Trigo. The Portuguese delegation included the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Paulo Rangel, the Portuguese ambassador to Spain, Mr. João Mira Gomes, and the Chief of the Civil House of the President of the Portuguese Republic, acting, Rita Magalhães. At the conclusion of the meeting, Princess Leonor signed the honor book. The morning concluded with a luncheon hosted in honor of Her Royal Highness by His Excellency, President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, during which Princess Leonor recalled, 10 years ago, this beloved country was the first destination of my parents as the kings of Spain, so I cannot deny how special it is for me to be here today, and emphasized, they, who have been here so many times, have spoken to me with great affection, calm saudade, about their visits to Portugal, the warmth they received in its streets, and how you made them always feel at home. That's how I feel today, concluded Princess Leonor.
Que se sintieran siempre en casa. Así me siento yo hoy. Este es un viaje que esperaba con muchas ganas y me siento muy feliz. Esta mañana he conocido el monasterio de los Jerónimos y la tumba de Luis de Camões y estoy deseando ir esta tarde al Honorary de Lisboa y charlar con los jóvenes científicos que trabajan allí para reflexionar juntos sobre nuestro futuro y el de nuestro planeta. Portugal y España comparten una vecindad que va mucho más allá de la simple proximidad geográfica. Es una vecindad que abarca muchas dimensiones y que se traduce en una amistad sincera y respeto profundo y mutuo entre nuestros dos países. Quero fazer brinde a estas magníficas relações, a Vossa Excelência, querido Presidente Rebelo de Sousa, e ao querido povo português que tanto estimo. Saúde. Saúde, muito obrigado.
Her official visit continued with a tour of the Oceanario de Lisboa. Accompanied by His Excellency, President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, the Executive President of the Oceano Azul Foundation, Tiago Pitta, the Executive President of the Oceanario de Lisboa and Administrator of the Oceano Azul Foundation, Helena Bento. The scientific coordinator of the Oceanario and member of the board of directors of the Oceano Azul Foundation, Emmanuel Goncalves, its executive director, Cristina Carenca, and the CEO of the Oceanario de Lisboa, Roque de Cunha. She toured the facilities with marine biologist and educator Marina Duarte, and attended a meeting and roundtable on ocean defense, scientific expeditions, and aligning ocean policy frameworks with the economy, during which the Oceano Azul Foundation screened 2 videos on its activities, Blue Bio Value and Ficostera.
Necessary because your interest and for your attention the biodiversity comfort zone. There is a
Princess Leonor signed the honor book of the Oceanario, marking the end of her visit to the Portuguese Republic, not before receiving the affection of the public waiting for her outside the Oceanario de Lisboa. She was then farewelled at Lisbon Airport by the President of the Portuguese Republic, His Excellency Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, who had accompanied her throughout the day of her first official trip outside Spain. The program of this visit, which was carried out at the explicit invitation of President Rebelo de Sousa, focused particularly on environmental protection and ocean conservation, priority issues for both Portugal and Spain. The Spanish and Portuguese foreign ministers participated in accompanying Princess Leonor during the various institutional meetings held in Lisbon during the official visit. The choice of Portugal as the destination for Her Royal Highness's first official trip abroad reflects and strengthens the bonds of fraternity and closeness that unite both countries. On July 15, Princess Leonor captured headlines in the Spanish media with her first meeting with football star Gavi. The occasion? A special audience with the Spanish national football team, recently crowned UEFA Euro 2024 champions. The historic event, Audiencia a la Selección Española de Fútbol Campeona de la UEFA Euro 2024, took place at the Palacio de la Zarzuela. Their Majesties King Felipe and Queen Letizia, alongside their Royal Highnesses Princess Leonor, the Princess of Asturias, and Infanta Sofia, warmly welcomed the victorious team. Spain's triumph in the championship held in Germany brought immense pride to the nation. Joining the royal family were key figures such as the Minister of Education, Vocational Training, and Sports, Maria del Pilar Alegría Continente, and the President of the National Sports Council, José Manuel Rodríguez Uribes. King Felipe delivered an inspiring speech, emphasizing the team's incredible spirit and the joy they had gifted to Spain. He expressed his gratitude, saying, "We truly needed a moment of happiness like this."
Alegría que es puesto para todos. Lo habéis visto de sobra en redes, en televisiones, en radios, en todos lados. Lo que ha supuesto este nuevo triunfo para España, que sois vosotros los que habéis trabajado durante mucho tiempo, no solo en la fase final. Hay un trabajo de largo plazo que ha sido lo que ha marcado a este grupo tan maravilloso. Y de verdad, que lo disfrutéis, porque todavía queda para disfrutarlo, y gracias por lo que habéis regalado a a toda España, que nos venía bien una alegría como esta.
His words resonated with the spirit of celebration and unity that the team's victory brought to the country. Earlier, King Felipe and Infanta Sofia had cheered the Spanish team during the final match against England, witnessing firsthand the historic moment that crowned Spain as the champions of Europe. The audience was a celebration of sportsmanship, teamwork, and national pride, with Princess Leonor's presence adding a touch of youthful elegance to the memorable day. This event will undoubtedly remain a highlight of Spain's royal and sporting history. On July 16, a momentous occasion unfolded at the Escuela Naval Militar in Marine, Pontevedra. His Majesty the King, accompanied by Her Majesty the Queen, Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias, and the Minister of Defense, presided over the solemn ceremony of the delivery of royal dispatches and the oath of allegiance to the flag. The event took place on the occasion of the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, the patroness of the Navy. The ceremony marked the swearing-in of 76 young women and men, first-year students of the Naval Academy, as they pledged their loyalty to the flag. Alongside them, 111 students, now newly commissioned officers of the Spanish Navy, took the solemn oath. These officers come from various branches of the Navy, including the General Corps, the Marine Infantry, the Logistics Corps, and the Engineering Corps. In addition, 11 international students from countries like Saudi Arabia and Peru also took part in this prestigious ceremony. The ceremony was a profound moment for the armed forces, with Admiral General Teodoro López Calderón, Chief of the Defense Staff, reaffirming his commitment to the flag and the ideals it represents. The event was attended by other notable figures, including Alfonso Rueda, the President of the Xunta de Galicia, and Admiral Antonio Pinero, Chief of the Naval Staff, alongside other distinguished military and civil authorities. A significant highlight of this event was the awarding of the official degree in mechanical engineering by the University of Vigo to the students who did not have a prior university degree. These students, who had completed 5 years of rigorous military, scientific, and technical training, as well as language courses, received their degrees alongside their royal dispatches, marking a pivotal milestone in their careers. Following the oath-taking, the newly minted officers paraded under the flag, symbolizing their departure from the Escuela Naval de Marine, a place where they had undergone comprehensive training to serve their nation. The parade was a proud moment, not only for the graduates but also for their mentors and families who witnessed their journey to becoming officers. The ceremony concluded with a final salute, a parade by the battalion of students, and a toast by the Minister of Defense in honor of His Majesty the King, a gesture of respect and gratitude for the leadership and dedication to the Navy and the nation. Beyond the ceremonial grandeur, the Escuela Naval Militar is also a symbol of progress and innovation. The institution has made remarkable strides in digital transformation, integrating advanced technologies to enhance both the teaching processes and the support systems. Among these advancements are immersive simulators, the application of artificial intelligence, and the installation of the high-capacity optical network Iris Nova, which promises to revolutionize the way the Academy conducts training and operations. Moreover, the Escuela Naval has embraced its cosmopolitan spirit, welcoming students from various parts of the world. Over the years, the Academy has hosted students from the United States, France, Colombia, Ecuador, and Thailand, among others. Through international exchange programs, the Academy continues to build bridges with navies from across the globe, fostering collaboration and shared knowledge in naval defense. The Escuela Naval Militar, a center of excellence, continues to evolve and adapt to the changing demands of modern military training. With its commitment to innovation, international collaboration, and the highest standards of education, it stands as a proud institution, preparing future leaders who will defend their country with honor and integrity. This ceremony, a celebration of tradition and progress, marked not only the beginning of a new chapter for the graduates but also a bright future for Spain's naval forces.
Leonor's year wasn't just about duty, it was also about connection. Alongside Infanta Sofia, she cheered Spain's victories at the Paris 2024 Olympics, showing a more relatable, spirited side of royalty. On a thrilling day at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia were spotted in the stands cheering for the Spanish men's water polo team. The match was a preliminary round game against Australia and it was a nail-biter. Spain's men's water polo team had a stellar debut, securing a victory with a score of 9-5. Their solid defense and strategic plays were key to overcoming the tough Australian team. King Felipe, Queen Letizia, Princess Leonor, and Infanta Sofia. Their attendance at various competitions underscores their dedication to Spanish sports and their athletes. A day before the water polo match, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia attended another thrilling event. They watched the doubles tennis match where Spanish superstars Rafa Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz faced off Argentinian duo. It was a hard-fought match, but the Spaniards emerged victorious with scores of 7-6-4 and 6-4. This win propels them into the round of 16 in the doubles tournament. The Princess of Asturias, Princess Leonor, and Infanta Sofia spent a busy day in Paris for the 2024 Olympic Games. They attended matches of Spanish players, cheered them on, and even met with them after their matches. Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia attended the women's individual badminton match in the group stage between the Spaniard Carolina Marin and her Swiss opponent. The match ended with a 2-0 result in favor of the Spanish player.
Muchas gracias. ¿Te ha gustado el badminton? ¿Sí? La primera vez que lo veíais en directo, ¿no? ¿Qué tal? ¿Os ha gustado? Sí. Impresiona, ¿verdad?
Earlier, the Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia attended the women's field hockey match between the teams of Great Britain and Spain. The match took place at Yves Menoir Stadium and resulted in a 2-1 victory for the Spanish team.
Hola. Hola. Hola.
In the morning, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia attended the women's 100-meter breaststroke qualifying heats, where the Spanish swimmer Jessica participated. The event held at La Défense Arena in Paris saw the top 16 times from the heats qualifying for the semi-finals. Their camaraderie extended to the family's traditional summer retreat in Majorca, a cherished royal tradition. Queen Letizia of Spain was spotted out and about with her daughters, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia. Along with her mother-in-law Queen Sofia, the royal ladies enjoyed a delightful day in the sun, showcasing their impeccable summer style. Princess Leonor, the 18-year-old heir to the Spanish throne, was seen driving the family into the town center in her humble SUV, Leonor looked effortlessly chic in a blue floral strapless top by subdued, paired with white linen trousers and epidural wedges. The family visited the Plaza Mayor, where Leonor was seen browsing through clothing racks, clearly enjoying the shopping spree with her family. Queen Letizia also turned heads in a sleeveless pink and red tie-dye patterned dress, paired with a white bag and brown sandals. Queen Sofia at 85 looked elegant in a blue blouse and white trousers, similar to her granddaughter Leonor's outfit. She completed her look with beaded necklace and navy wedges. Infanta Sofia, 17, opted for a light and airy ensemble, wearing a black cropped t-shirt, white midi skirt, and brown epidurals. The young royal kept her look simple yet stylish, perfect for a summer day out. The royal family was also seen dining out with King Felipe and other relatives, including Princess Irene of Greece and Denmark. At Mia restaurant in Palma, the restaurant has become a favorite spot for the royals, who were last seen there in September. The Spanish royals have certainly been making the most of their summer holiday in Mallorca, enjoying quality time together. One of Leonor's most defining moments this year was her journey into Spain's naval legacy. Joining the Naval Academy in Marin, she impressed everyone with her resilience, earning her first medal and completing her baptism of the sea. These achievements mirror the path of her father, King Felipe, and cement her role as a leader in training.
Princess Leonor of Spain looked in high spirits as she arrived at Navy School to start the next stage of her military training in Marin on the western coast of Spain. The future Queen, 18, will spend a year training with the Navy before moving on to her final rotation at the General Air Academy. As she is the heir to the throne, Leonor will one day take the title of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, alongside being the Queen of Spain. She therefore has to spend 3 years in each section of defense and has just spent a year at the General Military Academy of Zaragoza. She looked regal as she proudly donned the crisp white uniform, donning a shirt with epaulettes, which she tucked into a pair of belted black smart trousers. The teenager smiled for the cameras as she sported a naval hat along with black boots with a small heel. Leonor decided to keep her appearance natural and opted to wear minimal makeup, sporting just a hint of mascara. The heir also pinned her brunette tresses back in a low-braided bun, a practical hairstyle to get stuck into her training, along with opting to wear a pair of simple diamond stud earrings. Snaps from this historic day also show Leonor donning a striking all-white uniform, complete with white shoes, shaking hands and meeting others in the academy. She will spend the next 4 months at the school before embarking on the training cruise aboard the Juan Sebastián Elcano, the Spanish Navy training vessel, according to Spanish newspaper La Vanguardia. Minister of Defense, Margarita Robles, is quoted in the outlet saying, "I am very proud that the Princess of Asturias is undergoing this military training, which is essential and fundamental because it embodies a series of values, commitment to citizens, loyalty, love for Spain, and leadership that is very important for someone who is going to be the future head of state." The princess is following in the footsteps of her father King Felipe as well as her grandfather Juan Carlos, who all attended military training with every of the 3 armed services in the country. But it won't be easy for Princess Leonor, as she will have her work cut out. Navy Captain Pedro Cardona Swanzes, Director Commandant of the Naval Military School in Marine, also described the daily routine of the midshipmen to the publication. He said that their life is non-stop, adding that there are constant tasks for them to do, from the minute they wake up until they go to bed in the evening. The captain said the day starts at 6:45 a.m. They then shower, make their beds and go and get breakfast all before 7:30 a.m. when their white uniforms are inspected to be spotless. During the week, all students must be in bed before 10:45 p.m. to ensure they get their full 8 hours of sleep. On weekends, pupils are allowed to wake up 2 hours later than usual, at 8:45 a.m. and first years are allowed to stay up until 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Before she started her 3-year training, Leonor revealed her enthusiasm for becoming a cadet at the Princesa de Girona Foundation Awards ceremony in Girona last year. She said at the time, "I have just finished high school and I am about to start a new stage with a period of military training. I am happy because I know how much the Spanish value our armed forces. It is an important moment in my life and I feel very excited and determined to continue learning and giving my best effort."
Y conforme a las normas del régimen interior de la Escuela Naval Militar, se acredita el cumplimiento de las condiciones necesarias para el nombramiento como alumna distinguida de la Guardia Marina de Primero Borbón Ortiz.
The following day, Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias participated in the school's activities. Early in the morning, she was presented with the badge of a distinguished cadet, alongside other peers.
Guardia Marina de Primero Sánchez Raúl Gutiérrez. Aspirante segundo. Aspirante segundo Antón González.
This recognition is awarded at the start of the academic year to students who meet specific criteria from the previous year, such as academic grades, training performance, or a record free of disciplinary issues.
En nombre de toda la escuela, os doy la bienvenida a todos y de manera muy especial a los alumnos que recientemente se unieron a esta gran familia que es la Armada. A artículos del régimen disciplinario de forma que todos a bordo.
In the princess's case, her nomination as a distinguished cadet came from the General Military Academy of Zaragoza, where she successfully completed the previous academic year. Additionally, she participated in an inter-brigade sports competition, in which the 3rd Brigade, her team, emerged victorious. In the afternoon, Princess Leonor embarked on her first maritime training exercise. For over 300 years, the Spanish Navy has been training its officers. While the location, format, and characteristics of this education have evolved, its essence remains unchanged. The Naval Military School carries on this tradition. The comprehensive training offered encompasses various aspects: scientific, technical, military, naval, and physical. However, its core lies in values-based education. These values are encapsulated in the 4 pillars displayed in the Álvaro de Bazán courtyard of the school: honor, courage, discipline, and loyalty, the true North Star guiding Spain's sailors. The Naval Military School also houses the Defence University Centre, under the Ministry of Defence and affiliated with the University of Vigo. Its primary students are cadets and midshipmen of the Navy entering the General Corps and the Marine Corps without prior qualifications. The center's fundamental goal is to contribute to the comprehensive training of future Navy officers, focusing on the scientific technical aspects while fostering the values and essential rules of military conduct imparted by the Naval Military School. On October 12, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, together with the Princess of Asturias, presided over the solemn tribute to the national flag and the military parade, held this year at Madrid's Plaza de Neptuno. The heir to the Spanish throne is currently undergoing 3 years of military service in the Navy, and attended the event wearing her military garb. However, they were not joined by Infanta Sofia, 17, who is currently studying for her 2-year international baccalaureate diploma at a Welsh boarding school. Queen Letizia of Spain did not allow the rain to dampen her style as she stepped out in Madrid. The 52-year-old royal was joined by her husband King Felipe, 56, as she presided over the National Day military parade known in Spain as Día de la Hispanidad. Unfortunately, the weather was less than ideal, with the autumnal event bringing gray skies and drizzle. But this did not affect Letizia from looking typically stylish, as she paired her classic beige belted mac with a red dress, coordinated kitten heels, pointed pumps, and a clutch bag in the same hue. Some photos show the mother of two holding a large navy umbrella to keep the rain off her ensemble as she strode to the engagement. Columbus Day is celebrated in Spain every year, on October 12. Among the celebrations are a military parade attended by the royal couple, who joined other authorities at the Plaza de Neptuno and together for the event, before they then presided over the raising of the Spanish national flag. And while it is always attended by a slew of high-profile guests, most eyes are often on Queen Letizia, as eager royal watchers are keen to see her style and observe her regal presence. The daytime event, which calls on female guests to wear a dress and men to don suits, always attracts an elegant crowd. And Letizia did not disappoint, pairing her practical yet stylish look with standout accessories in a flattering scarlet shade. As she often chooses to do, the mother of two wore her thick chestnut tresses loose, letting her shining locks tumble past her shoulders. And she let her natural beauty shine through, by wearing a fresh makeup look, which showed off her glowing complexion, and made her brown eyes the focal point, with soft, smoky brown liner and shadow. Peach blush made the most of her striking high cheekbones, while her lips looked elegant but subtle in a flattering slightly pearlescent dark nude style shade. The Air and Land Military Parade is attended by various security, civil protection and emergency agencies, as well as units of the armies, the Navy, the Civil Guard, the Emergency Military, Royal Guard, and state security forces and corps. Meanwhile, her husband Felipe looked equally dapper, wearing a dress uniform for the annual event. Upon the arrival of their Majesties and Her Royal Highness, escorted by the Royal Escort Squadron, they were received by the Prime Minister, Pedro Sánchez Pérez Castellón, alongside state authorities, members of the government, regional presidents, and representatives from the Ministries of Defense and Interior. The event commenced with honors rendered by a battalion of the Royal Guard, after which His Majesty the King, accompanied by the Chief of Defense Staff, reviewed the formation. representatives from each branch of the armed forces, the Civil Guard, and the National Police, all members of the Royal Household Security Service, carried the national flag to its designated spot, where it was raised to the tune of the national anthem. A tribute to those who gave their lives for Spain followed, during which King Felipe and the Princess of Asturias, accompanied by the chief of the military household, placed a laurel wreath at the base of the national flag. The tribute included a moment of silence and a ceremonial rifle volley by the Plus Ultra Squadron of the Royal Guard. The royal family then observed a parade featuring units from the armed forces, the Navy, the Civil Guard, the Military Emergency Unit, the Royal Guard, and other security and emergency organizations. After the military parade, Their Majesties and the Princess of Asturias, again escorted by the Royal Escort Squadron, proceeded to the Royal Palace of Madrid for the traditional National Day reception. In the throne room, King Felipe and Queen Letizia greeted attendees, including representatives of the state powers, the national government, regional presidents, political groups, and members of various public institutions. Following the greetings, the reception continued in the Gala Dining Hall and the Gasparini and Carlos III salons. The celebration of National Day serves to solemnly commemorate moments of collective history that form part of Spain's shared historical, cultural, and social heritage. According to Law 18-1987 of October 7, which designates October 12 as Spain's National Day, the date symbolizes a historic milestone. It marks the culmination of Spain's state-building process through cultural and political plurality and the unification of its kingdoms under a single monarchy, initiating a period of linguistic and cultural influence beyond Europe.
The year ended on a high note with the Princess of Asturias Awards. Leonor's speech in Oviedo, paired with her role as honorary mayor, highlighted her maturity and readiness to represent her nation. Her ability to connect with people of all ages has made her a beloved figure across Spain. The year ended on a high note with the Princess of Asturias Awards.
Their Majesties the King and Queen, together with their Royal Highnesses the Princess of Asturias and Infanta Sofia, presided over the 32nd Princess of Asturias Awards concert at the Prince Felipe Auditorium and Conference Center in Oviedo, a prelude to the 2024 Princess of Asturias Awards ceremony. The Spanish royals put on a stylish display as they attended a concert to usher in an awards ceremony in Oviedo in northern Spain. Queen Letizia, 52, and her eldest daughter Crown Princess Leonor, 18, looked stunning in complimentary blue outfits, while King Felipe VI, 56, also opted for a double-breasted suit in a shade of navy. Only the Spanish royal couple's youngest daughter, Infanta Sofia, 17, chose black over a shade of blue for the concert held at the Prince Felipe Auditorium in Oviedo ahead of the Princess of Asturias Awards. Queen Letizia was typically chic in a bright blue, form-fitting midi dress. With its asymmetric neckline and subtle ruching, the long-sleeved number flattered her petite frame. She teamed her striking dress with gold, pointed-toe kitten heels and a matching clutch bag. The glamorous former journalist wore her glossy, shoulder-length brown hair in a classic blow-dry, tucking it behind her ears to reveal a pair of delicate silver and sapphire earrings. Her smoky eye makeup completed her evening look while a slick of dark red lipstick brightened her bronzed complexion. Princess Leonor, the future monarch, matched her mother's elegance in a pale blue tulle skirt printed with flowers. With a satin waistband and fine pleats, the midi skirt was a true showstopper. The future Queen of Spain expertly teamed the elaborate number with a simple black crew neck top and finished her ensemble with a pair of patent black kitten heels. She wore her long, blonde hair in loose waves and kept her makeup simple, following Letizia's lead with dark reed lipstick and dark eye makeup. Infanta Sofia, meanwhile, chose a youthful black dress for the concert and awards ceremony in Oviedo. The youngest of the Spanish royals cut a stylish figure in a fitted, sleeveless black midi dress, which she paired with black ballet flats. Sofia's long, brown hair was loose and styled in soft curls at the front, while her makeup was minimal save for the same dark red lipstick worn by her sister and mother. King Felipe looked particularly dapper this evening in a double-breasted, navy suit paired with a crisp white shirt, a pink, silk tie and black brogues. The Spanish royals appeared happy and at ease for the most part, posing for photographs together and greeting other attendees. In the morning, Princess Leonor received the title of Honorary Mayor of Oviedo at the City Hall and was awarded the Gold Medal of the Principality of Asturias at the historic building of the University of Oviedo, which she receives by right as heir to the throne. Crown Princess Leonor of Spain cut an elegant figure as she received the title of Honorary Mayoress of Oviedo. The heir to the Spanish throne, 18, appeared in high spirits as she received the honor by Mayor Alfredo Cantelli at Oviedo City Hall. The daughter of King Felipe and Queen Letizia looked smart in a pale gray suit, layered with a knitted black top underneath. She accessorized the outfit with simple yet practical black shoes and a pair of diamond-encrusted crisscross earrings. Leonor opted for a glowing makeup look for the occasion, complete with a touch of mascara and pink lip gloss, and styled her glossy brunette tresses down. Leonor's new title is based in Oviedo, a town in northwest Spain, which is the capital of Asturias. Notably, the 18-year-old attended the event solo, without her parents or younger sister, Infanta Sofia, 17. After receiving the title, Leonor proudly posed for photographs alongside Mayor Alfredo Cantelli, 78, and local representatives. On Friday, October 25, Their Majesties and Their Royal Highnesses began the day by meeting with recipients of the 2023 End-of-Degree Awards from the University of Oviedo, the 2024 Asturias Medals and Favorite Son of Asturias Award, and the 2024 Princess of Asturias Award laureates, joined by the jury presidents and members of the Princess of Asturias Foundation boards. In the afternoon, the Princess of Asturias Awards ceremony will take place at the Campo Amor Theatre in Oviedo, honoring Joan Manuel Serrat, Arts; Marjane Satrapi, Communication and Humanities; Carolina Marin, Sports; Michael Ignatieff, Social Sciences; Ana Blandiana, Literature; Organization of Ibero-American States for Education, Science, and Culture, OEI, International Cooperation; Daniel J. Drucker, Jeffrey M. Friedman, Joel F. Habener, Jens Jule Holst, and Svetlana Majsov, Scientific and Technical Research; Magnum Photos, Concord.
I hereby declare the Princess of Asturias Awards open.
With Your Majesty's leave, the Honourable Princess of Asturias Awards 2024 laureates will enter the theatre. Princess of Asturias Award for International Cooperation. The Organization of Ibero-American States for Education, Science and Culture. Represented by the General Secretary Mariano Jabonero Blanco from Spain. Accompanied by María Isabel Pires Gómez Guerra from Portugal. Alexander Chaverri Carvajal from Costa Rica. And Martín Lorenzo de Emilio from Argentina. Princess of Asturias Award for Literature. Ana Blandiana from Romania. Princess of Asturias Award for Technical and Scientific Research. Daniel Drucker from Canada. Jeffrey Friedman from United States. Jens Jules Holst from Denmark. Svetlana Mojsov from North Macedonia. Princess of Asturias Awards for Sports. Carolina Marín from Spain. Princess of Asturias Award for Social Sciences. Michael Ignatieff from Canada. Princess of Asturias Award for Communication and Humanities. Marjan Satrapi from Iran. Princess of Asturias Award for the Arts. Juan Manuel Serrat from Spain. Princess of Asturias Award for Concord, Magnum Photos, represented by President Cristina de Miguel from Spain. Accompanied by Thomas Jordak from Germany. And by Olivia Arthur from the United Kingdom.
One old fox very happy.
Con la venia, majestades, altezas.
Majesties, Royal Highnesses, authorities, ladies and gentlemen, in the past few months of April, May and June, in Oviedo, the jury in charge of bestowing the Princess of Asturias Awards for 2024 met. After the study and deliberation of 315 candidacies out of 15 nationalities and with the support of more than 21,500 people and institutions all over the world, they have conferred the following prizes. Princess of Asturias Award for International Cooperation. Because since its foundation back in 1949, and as one of the oldest organizations for Ibero-American cooperation, it has carried out a fruitful task dedicated especially towards the development of education, culture, science, common languages, and human rights, and for having supported every year more than 12 million people in 23 countries. The jury has conferred the award to the Organization of Ibero-American States for Education, Science, and Culture. The Secretary General Mariano Jabonero Blanco will collect the prize, accompanied by María Isabel Pires Gómez Guerra from the Proyecto Escuelas Frontera between Spain and Portugal, Alexander Chaverri Carvajal from the Academic Mobility Program, Paulo Freire Plus, and Martín Lorenzo de Emilio, responsible for the Organization of Ibero-American States in Colombia. Princess of Asturias Award for Literature. For being a radically unique creator, an inheritor of one of the most brilliant literary traditions, for writing that asks fundamental questions about the existence of human beings in solitude and society before nature and history, and for showing through her daring poetry and extraordinary capacity for resistance versus censor. The jury has conferred the award on Ana Blandiana. Princess of Asturias Award for Technical and Scientific Research, for the huge clinical and social impact of their research with which the endocrine basis has been established for diabetes and obesity, a huge global health problem. And because thanks to their work, it has been possible to develop new drugs that have improved the quality of life of hundreds of millions of people all over the world. The jury has conferred the prize on Daniel G. Drucker, Jeffrey M. Friedman, Joel Habner, Jens Juhlholz, and Svetlana Mojsov. And the award will be collected by Dr. Drucker,
El profesor Friedman.
Professor Friedman.
El profesor Holst.
Professor Holst.
Y la doctora
And
Moisov.
Dr. Moisov.
Premio
Princess of Asturias Award for Sports, for being the best player in all history for badminton in Spain and one of the best in the world, for her extraordinary track record in a sport where she is an international benchmark, and for being an example of achievement, a source of inspiration and a conveyor of values both within and outside the playing field. And the jury has bestowed the award on Carolina Marin. Princess of Asturias Award for Social Sciences, for his intense and multifaceted professional life as a historian, philosopher, journalist and politician, through the original mixture of political realism, humanism and liberal idealism, and for being a necessary benchmark to guide us in a present time charged with wars, political polarization and threats to freedom. The jury has bestowed the award on Michael Ignatieff. Princess of Asturias Award for Communication and Humanities, for being an essential voice in the defense of human rights and freedom, as well as a symbol of civil commitment led by women for reinventing the relationship between art and communication, such as in the graphic novel Persepolis, In Search of a More Just and Integrating World. The jury has conferred the award on the comics author, film director and painter Marianne Satrapi. Princess of Asturias Award for the Arts, for an artistic track record that surpasses just music and is a civic benchmark, adding to the lyrics the strength of her songs with a collective hymn and universal will. And because his work has Mediterranean roots that merges poetry and the music at the disposal of tolerance, shared values, the wealth of diversity diversity of languages and culture and the wish for freedom. The jury has bestowed the award on Joan Manuel Serrat.
Premio Princesa de Asturias de la
Award for Concord.
Por su icónica y exigente labor de
Its
fotoperiodismo,
iconic and
extendida a lo
demanding
largo de
task as
casi 8 décadas, durante las cuales ha
extended
custodiado y
throughout
transmitido
almost 8
el
decades,
testimonio de los
where it
acontecimientos
has
más
guarded
relevantes de
and
su
been
época,
testimony
y por
of
ser un
the
ejemplo de
events, the most
libertad de
relevant events
prensa
of
y
the time, and
asunción
for
de
being an
riesgos,
example of freedom of press
contribuyendo a
and
través de
for
la
taking on
imagen
risk,
a elevar
contributing
la
through
conciencia de
images
la
to
humanidad.
elevating
El jurado
humanity's
ha
consciousness.
concedido el
The jury
galardón
has
a
bestowed the
Magnum
award to
Photos.
Magnum
Recoge el
Photos,
premio
and
su presidenta,
its
Cristina
president,
de
Cristina de Midel, will collect
acompañada
the
de los
award,
expresidentes
accompanied by the former
Thomas
presidents
Dvorak
Thomas
y
Dvorak
Olivia
and
Arthur.
Olivia or Arthur.
Finalizado el acto de entrega de los premios 2024,
This is the end of the 2024 awards, and I convene the 2025 awards.
On Saturday, the King, Queen, Princess of Asturias, and Infanta Sofia presented the Exemplary Town of Asturias Award 2024 to the village of Soders, located in the Cabrales municipality. The award recognizes the village for preserving and promoting traditional, sustainable livestock farming in a high mountain environment, complemented by a high-quality agri-food industry and tourism. This has been supported by a vibrant and youthful community association that works to preserve heritage, conserve the landscape, improve infrastructure, and maintain a strong socio-cultural dynamic. The King and Queen, along with Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia, were welcomed by Cabrales Mayor, José Sánchez, who handed the ceremonial staff to King Felipe. They greeted a group of mountaineers and high mountain sports guides before heading to the Sierra Amor viewpoint, where Tomás Fernández, the caretaker of the Vega de Urielo refuge, provided an overview of the area. A commemorative photograph was taken near a plaque. The royal family then visited La Bolera, where they observed native goat herding in the Picos de Europa region, traditional herding techniques, and new methods using interactive geolocation collars for livestock. Next, they visited the Esquilona, Casa del Pueblo, where they viewed an exhibit on mining in the Sierra de Andera. Julio Cesar Fernandez, a member of the Vetusta Mountain Club, showed them a graphic document depicting how the three wise men delivered toys during times when snowstorms isolated the area. At the Church of San Pedro de Soders, the royals were greeted by the parish priest and elderly residents of Soders. They also toured the local playground, interacting with children and their parents. In the Portiela Square, musician Héctor Braga performed the song Cuando Salí de Cabrales. The royals continued their visit to the bar shop La Galega, where owner Ana Maria Moradiello showed them a photograph of her grandfather with King Alfonso XIII. They also visited La Calilla, representing the local tourism and hospitality sector. During their visit, King Felipe, Queen Letizia, and their daughters met the women tambourine players of Soders and learned about whey management at the main cheese factory. The official award ceremony took place in a field, where the award act was read. A group of children from Soders, accompanied by Jessica Lopez, represented the community in receiving the award and gave a thank you speech. Princess Leonor spoke, highlighting, "I have read a lot about Soders, that it is the last village in Asturias, the highest. It is a beautiful place in the heart of the national park, within the Biosphere Reserve, and a protected natural area. But it is much more than that, this village is you, the residents." The event concluded with the Asturias anthem, performed by the Picos de Europa Bagpipe Band under the direction of Héctor Braga.
Este pueblo sois vosotros, los vecinos que regresasteis hace décadas tras las aventuras ultramarinas y europeas, y los más jóvenes que os habéis instalado más recientemente. Sois un ejemplo por vuestra capacidad para cuidar las tradiciones y para innovar.
The royal family later visited the Jorcadiello Cave, one of the traditional caves used for maturing Cabrales cheese, and ended their visit with a traditional outdoor lunch. Soders is a village in the Cabrales municipality, located within the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve and the Picos de Europa National Park. At an altitude of 1,050 meters, it is one of the highest villages in Asturias. With 108 inhabitants, its economy is based on livestock farming, agriculture, tourism, and agri-food businesses specializing in Cabrales cheese production. The area attracts mountaineers drawn to its stunning landscapes, including the iconic Naranjo de Bolnas, Pico Urielu, which marks the 120th anniversary of its first ascent in 2024.
From military honor to cultural milestones, Princess Leonor's 2024 was a testament to her growing stature as a royal icon. As we looked ahead, her journey promises to inspire and lead Spain into a new era of monarchy. Thank you for joining us in this year's Royal Recap.